Hi, it's kind of chilly this morning. This weather, I cannot get used to it. One day it's 95, the next day it's like 65 right now, and I'm freezing. Today is CSA pickup day, the very first CSA pickup day. It's pretty nerve-wracking to be on this side, but it's exciting. It's like the kickoff of the season. Last night we went to the fair. We usually never do anything. We're usually always at home, and I just felt like we needed a night off, but then I paid for it because I had to come home and still harvest stuff and pack the CSA boxes that left with my husband this morning. I got everything in the fridge for my CSA boxes that I deliver this afternoon. And now I just have to think about what I can get done in the 3-hour time span between when I need to leave and now. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to go harvest onions. But before I need to harvest onions, I need to water the cows and let the chickens out. I'm all flustered because I thrive on a routine. I used to like to think when I was younger that I was spontaneous and I liked adventure. I don't. I like a routine. I like doing the same thing every day. There's like comfort in structure that old me would have never said in my life, but here we are. I cannot get this off. Oh, good. Our random layers lay in the woodshed, and so I come out here multiple times a day to get the eggs, because these are the good eggs. These are the big eggs. So when a chicken starts laying, they're really small, and then after like 6 months to a year, you get the good sized eggs, and look how big this one is. That's a good one. But if I don't come out here multiple times a day, Dixie eats them as snacks. So if I want the good eggs, I gotta go get them. Gotta water the cows first, because they're the biggest animals that drink the most water. Oh, they still got water. I was worried that they were, whoa. I was worried that they were gonna be all the way out, but they're not. Now, why does that? I will tell you though, we did get some sprinkles yesterday. So while it was not enough to actually do anything at all besides get the leaves wet, it was nice to see precipitation coming from the sky. Now I just hope that we can get actual rain, because there is so many benefits to rain for plants other than just watering, even though we have a well, so that is better than city water in terms of watering your plants. But rain actually has soluble nitrogen in it, which feeds your plants. So if you've ever gone out like a few hours after the rain and all your plants look magical and happy, that's why. I better go take these inside while I'm thinking about it before I have scrambled eggs in my pocket, because I really don't want that to happen to me today. But I did bring out my little egg basket, so I'm just gonna go sit them in there. So we have our meat birds in this Joel Salatin style chicken tractor, and that works great, but we really, they're really kind of over capacity in there, so they're fine in there to like sleep at night. But every day I will prop this hut up with a couple cinder blocks, and then they can get out and stretch their legs and get some room to breathe that's not like right next to their neighbor. Everybody up? Dang it, I cut myself. It's really important to me to know where my food came from. And that's what I tell myself on all the really hard days. Like, the reason why you're doing this, sometimes it's necessary to just remind yourself at that, because you spend a lot of time and effort and money to do all of these things. And a lot of people are like, why do you do that if you can just get it at the store? I guess it comes down to, I want to know where my food comes from. Plus, it actually is painful for me to quit something. So in the beginning, you just keep doing it out of hard-headedness. And then you actually get to taste, you know, the reward for all your hard work, and you're like, that's why we're doing it. Oh no, my camera was falling and I went to save it, and I dumped all the feed on the ground. I mean, I guess they'll still eat it, but now I've got a foot full. Gunner, come on, out. Gunner is my little shadow dog. He's always by my side, which is nice, but he's always laying beside my feet, behind me in the kitchen. All right, I'm gonna go inside and disinfect this because it was in the chicken coop that happened, and then I'm gonna go harvest some stuff in the greenhouse. I haven't showed you the tunnel in a few days, and I have exciting new developments in here. First of all, I have cherries ripening. Like you can see in here, you see this? I don't want to break the spur, but there's a hint of orange down here. I've got a couple more sun golds ripening, but also I've got this variety called Sakura. It's a hybrid and it is ripening. So that's exciting because I feel like personally my season doesn't start until I have tomatoes. So it's about to go down. Now let me show you something. When I was seeding those cucumber trays a couple months ago, must have dropped a few seeds down into the ground, just straight into mulch. Like there's nothing happening in here, and they're growing. Like these look better than my cucumbers outside. But isn't that always how it goes? The stuff that you don't mean to drop. Look, I see a tomato over here. A little baby tomato. It always seems like the best plants are the ones that you didn't mean to grow. That just doesn't seem fair. The ones that you put all the time and effort into are like halfway to death. And the ones that you don't care about, didn't try to even start, look great. So, I am going to water everything in this greenhouse. And then I got chickens to do. You know what helps when you're trying to film a video? If you press record. So you didn't see it, but I just watered. Not that that's super exciting anyway. Now I need to go do the other chickens. Yeah, we'll see what they got for me. I need to get some eggs. Ooh, and I need to drag the hose out there so that I can water. Hold on. Just gonna take this part off. Okay. Whoa, that came out faster than I thought. The fence is off. Now I can go in. God bless, the fence isn't off. Oh, that was exhilarating, but right on my cut finger too. I thought I turned the fence off. Oh my gosh, the fence had been off. The fence had been off apparently since last night when I did the chores. And I guess I didn't turn it back on. So when I flipped the switch, it was actually turning it on. So that was a nice little prank I pulled on myself. There's one young rooster in here because you're bound to get a couple roosters even though you order a hen mix because, you know, it's not 100% and not everybody's perfect at guessing. But this one, don't you dare, is an a-hole. I've got to keep my eye on him. Now, he hasn't done anything yet to me, but the minute he does, he's going in the crock pot. You hear that? You're gonna go in the crock pot if you don't chill out. I suggest you heed my warning. Scared me. Y'all are scaring me. Get away. I have, oops, overflow. I had been really lucky. This far, owning chickens for over 3 years now. I have always had really good luck with roosters. Yeah. I've never really ever had a mean one, knock on wood, and I don't want one. I'm not gonna tolerate a bad attitude, not from my children, and especially not from a dang chicken. So, you need to chickadee check yourself before you wreck yourself. You hear me? Oh, did I do that? It wasn't on purpose, was it? Totally on accident that I sprayed it with the hose. Alright, now let's get some eggs. And they're singing the egg song in there, so I know they're laying. Oh. Good morning. We've got these boxes for the birds that honestly we found here and I've just been reusing. And up until this point, we haven't really needed any extra boxes. The chickens have just started laying and I feel like not 100% are laying yet, so we'll see if we need more as the year goes on, but we have 12. Now, you want to see something funny? Where's my stick? So I keep this stick in here because normally I could just reach under a chicken and get the eggs out from underneath said chicken, but the other day I got pecked, and I mean like it drew blood, like she ripped. Normally they just peck, but this one like bit me and yanked, so I really don't, now I have PTSD and I don't want to stick my hand in there. Maybe I'm gonna use this as my protector. It's terrifying. Okay, I'm gonna get him. But we have already had a problem with chickens eating eggs, so that's really fun. Like when you come out and they're not really leaving any shell evidence, but like an egg will have yolk on it, and nothing makes me more angry. But like here you can kind of see the difference between a new layer egg and an older chicken egg. Like these are just little baby eggs. I honestly think that they're really cute. But like in my CSA box, I included the eggs. And so I had to write a little note. I always feel like I need to explain it. But I had to write a little note about why the eggs are small. And they'll get bigger. Now, got this pretty basket of eggs. I'm still mad that when I ordered a different color egg mix, I got all browns. And then they sent me like 20 replacement birds. And I only have 5 left because they're wild chickens because they accidentally got out. But anyway, look at this one. That one hurt, didn't it? I've got a big old bunch of green onions. I've honestly been loving these. I'm the kind of person, and honestly we're the kind of family, besides the kids, they'll eat them in things, but they don't want to eat them. I could just eat an onion raw. That's how much I like onions. So yeah, I want to include this in the little salad box. Plus, I'm sending kale, lettuce mix. Actually, it's whole heads of lettuce. So I'm sending 3 bunches of kale, lettuce, a dozen eggs, some green onions, and some dill and oregano. And me personally, I like to eat my kale either in chip form, so like a kale chip, or like in a breakfast bowl. So you saute some onion and garlic with cubed sweet potato, and then in the end you throw in some chopped kale, and then you put a fried egg on top, and it is delicious. And you have dinner ready in under 30 minutes. Or breakfast, but we eat that for dinner. Before I get going again, I'm gonna take a break. Isn't she so cute? Aren't you cute? And gonna eat a little lunch. So normally lunch is just leftovers from the day before. And this was a couple days ago, but I'll show you what I'm eating if you care. Look at this. It is just like the tricolor rotini with some pesto. So the other day I made pesto for the first time of the season with the basil microgreens, and it is delicious. I do not use a recipe on my pesto. I just throw everything in until I feel like it's enough. And I'm also not afraid to switch up the ingredients if I don't have anything. So traditional pesto is supposed to be pine nuts, but all I had was cashews, and I threw them in there, and it's delicious. So it's just basil, olive oil, cashews, and Parmesan cheese. Yeah. But and then we had a salad, so leftovers, I just threw the extra chopped up lettuce in here, and so it's delicious. It's a little later in the day, and I've got everything loaded up. I've got my eggs, my produce, and some more. And I'm on my way to a pickup location. So I have 2 different pickup locations. One of them is on my husband's way to work, so that works out. And then the other one is my parents' house in a town about 30 minutes from here. So I am going to go drop these off on the porch. Okay, I made it to the pickup location. That is my parents' house. My mom is a plant lover, quite like me, so everything is green and lush and beautiful over here. I was a couple minutes late and there was already someone here waiting, but they got it. I got like 5 miles down the road and realized I forgot the boxes to put the produce in. I just have everything in like a couple coolers, but I needed to unload, so I had to stop at the DG, Dollar General for those of you, and get some tote bags because I forgot. But it's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna show you what I'm packing in this box, and hopefully nobody comes down the driveway and sees me talking like a crazy person. So we got a dozen eggs going in the box. I guess it's technically a bag now, not a box. I've got 2 beautiful heads of romaine lettuce. a bunch of green onions, and 3 bunches of kale. So I did 2 bunches of the curly kale because I have a lot of it, and a bunch of this dino kale. And honestly, the color of it is so pretty. Then I have some herbs. So I have dill in here and oregano. And then I have a little thank you note. And look, I got these at Tractor Supply. Aren't these the cutest little farm cards? Are you... There you go. They're cute little cards. And I printed out a couple kale recipes. One for kale chips because I think everyone should try it before they say they don't like it. And a sweet potato, kale, and egg bowl. So they can use all the ingredients. There we go. 1 done. 4 to go because someone already picked up there. So I don't really remember what I have and haven't recorded at this point because I got interrupted twice and I had to hide my camera real fast and act like I wasn't talking to the camera so that I don't look like a crazy person. But I've got all of these bags set up. Most people have picked up theirs already, so they must have been eager if they got here right at 3, right? But yeah, I'm gonna go home again and finish doing everything that I had to do there. I'm back by the garden making 1 more round, for 1 before my camera dies, and for 2 before I have to go up and make dinner. But everything is looking really good, which makes me feel a whole lot better than I felt a few days ago. The tomatoes were one of the things that I really wasn't that worried about in the heat wave because they had time to get established before the heat came. But I really need to get these things trellised because this one right here is like, I don't know, 2.5 feet tall by now, and we're gonna have to make a T-post run is what I'm waiting on. I'm down here looking at all of my potatoes. They just keep going. But my potatoes, I planted 2 varieties, Yukon Gold and Red Pontiac. And the red must mature faster because they're flowering first, even though the plants are shorter, which I was confused about. But usually when a potato plant starts flowering, that means it's like midway through its life cycle and it's starting to make potatoes. And I would be lying to you if I said that I hadn't already tried to dig down and see if I could feel any potatoes. Here. Yeah, I think you can see it. Did you see it?
Not really. You covered it up quicker than I could get down here.
You know those expensive little baby potatoes you see in the store for like $1 million a pound called new potatoes? That's just potatoes that were picked early. So you could pick them right now when they're like soft and buttery and magical. And I might do that in a week or 2 for some early potatoes. But for the most part, I'm going to try to grow these all the way out, which means letting the plant die all the way back naturally. And here's a fun fact for you if you didn't know, because I never knew this because they don't want you to know that. But so a potato plant needs to 100% die off for the skin around the potato to be hard so that when you go to store it, it's not going to rot. You know how potato companies or professional potato farmers kill off their tops of their plants when they think that they want the plant cycle to be over? They kill it with herbicide. So they're spraying it directly onto the field, soaking into the ground, right into the potatoes that you're gonna eat and feed your family, which is why I grew 700 feet of potatoes because we like potatoes, and I'll take mine without the poison. Thank you very much. So this year I planted a crap ton of dahlia cuttings. I should have taken a count, but I haven't, and I didn't, and now it's almost too hard to tell. But I had something happen to my dahlias this year, as well as peppers. When I planted them, the stems literally like got rotten in the middle and like fell over. And I saw on a Facebook group that I'm in, someone else had the same problem, but it was tomatoes, and they asked if they had planted in landscape fabric, and they did. And it makes sense, and it's right where the level of the plastic is. It probably got too hot and literally cooked the stem of this plant. But right here, since this was a super established cutting, it had already started to produce tubers in the cutting, and so it is like replenishing itself from the tubers underneath that it had formed, the little baby tubers. Look, it's coming back. Now, I did lose some, like completely. They look pretty dead, but I'm still gonna leave them, and just in case there's some energy left in their roots, that they'll send up new shoots, because that's all the plant needs, is just a little bit of juice from that tiny little tuber. And then as long as the conditions are right, when they do start to grow, they can start to grow into a whole new plant. And that's one of the reasons why I really like dahlias, because they are magical. So I can't wait to walk down this, yeah, like cut to this shot and 2 months from now, and this whole area just be big, fluffy, pretty dahlias. My camera died, so I guess it's time to go in. And as much as I want to walk around and talk about every single variety of dahlia I have, because it's very easy to do, I think that I need to sign off this video, because I've shot like 4 videos that I haven't posted that I only do half of, so I'm really trying to finish this one. But I can't wait to walk through here and like cut to 2 months, and it's like all the flowers are really tall and beautiful and magical, and it's gonna happen this year. I'm gonna stay on top of everything, you guys. I'm not gonna let anything get away from me this year. But I'm gonna go inside and make dinner and edit, and I'll see you tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Until next time.